Guys, this is Andrew and I'm back with another video. So today I want to talk about Ripple and why it has tanked and what all the negative news is about and if it will go back up. So the reason I want to do this video is every time I get on Twitter or some social media, there's a lot of talk about Ripple. Ripple has been in the news lately with CNBC, CNN, and all these finance websites, all these finance gurus keep talking about Ripple is like the next Bitcoin, how it's taking over, how all these companies are signing Ripple. But the thing is, people are also talking very negatively about Ripple because it's been tanking. And there are a couple reasons why it's been tanking. And the first reason that I want to tell everyone is there's a lot of FUD, negative news that's been going on. So that's a major reason why people are panicking and selling Ripple. So if you go on Twitter, there are a lot of, Bitcoin, enthusiasts or hardcore Bitcoin followers that keep spreading, negative rumors about Ripple, and they keep saying, hey, this happened to Ripple, this happened to Ripple, and that's panicking, people that are newly invested into Ripple. Another thing, I go on Telegram, I'm in a couple of these chats that people talk about crypto, and all these people are, talking negatively. I mean, there are a lot of Ripple followers, but a lot of people hate Ripple because they are solely stuck on the fact that Ripple helps banks, and people do not want to help banks. They want a fully, decentralized currency, and they have this huge hate towards Ripple. However, people are not understanding that Ripple has a lot of real world use, and they basically are the middle factor or middlemen between cryptocurrency and banks in the real world. So that's the reason that Ripple is getting a lot of use as well as a lot of hate in this ongoing technology. So that's the first reason. A lot of hate that is being spread, a lot of negative news. That's the major problem. A lot of negative news is being spread about Ripple. Second, a lot of these people are panicking when a slight drop happens. A lot of people, I guess, who are investing are first timers, and they're not used to the stock market as well as the crypto market. And if it declines like 5 cents or 10 cents, they kind of get panicked. And then 15, 20 cents, they start selling. They're like, oh, it's gonna crash, I have to sell right now. But that's not the case. So with crypto, there's a lot of volatility. So you guys need to kind of hold and just stay with it. So you guys are buying Ripple for a long-term investment. There are people who day trade, so those are people who are experts. But the people who are buying Ripple to hold, they are people who are trying to get a long-term profit. So don't panic in the meanwhile if it drops 10, 15 cents. So third, I want to talk about how the price of Ripple went from 25 cents a month and a half ago to $3.30. And that is a huge increase in a very short amount of time. So if you guys are not familiar with the stock market, or if you have not been trading with crypto for a while, that is a huge jump. And when something jumps up that fast and that high, there's always going to be a price correction. It's always going to dip back. So that needs to happen for a healthy market. And then it's going to go on a second wave, a third wave. And as soon as it boosts up and skyrockets, it's always going to come back down a little bit. And price correction always happens with anything. So that is another reason that people started panicking, saying, hey, it went to $3.30. Why did it come back to $2.70, $2.50? And it was a little stable around that time. So that is because of price correction. However, when that happened, there were a couple other things that were brewing at the same time that kind of attacked Ripple altogether. So at that time, Coinbase CEO came out and released a statement, and I guess people didn't really read the statement correctly. They read news and what the internet told them, but they didn't actually go to the actual paper or the statement, the video where they announced it and see what he said. He did not state that Ripple will not be on Coinbase. He didn't say that anywhere. He just said that at this time, we have no plans of adding new coins. However, when a new coin will be added, the Ripple employees are not going to leak it. We will put it on there. So that is the reason that, people started panicking, because people started spreading fake news saying, oh, Ripple was supposed to be up next, and the CEO clearly stated that Ripple is not going on Coinbase. That's not what he said. And people, like I said, they do not read the actual letter. They read the people's interpretations of that letter on social media. So that led to a mass panic. All this was, price increase was based on hype of Coinbase, and now it's not happening. That's not true. So it still can go on Coinbase, and it still will go on Coinbase. It's just that they released a statement at that time stating that at that time, they don't have any plans of putting any new coins. They did not specify a Ripple. And then third, there was a lawsuit that was filed against Ripple at the same time. And this was by a bank that filed a lawsuit for 5 billion coins. At that time, it was about $12 billion. And the reason that lawsuit occurred is because Ripple agreed to give a bank way back in the day ripples at a certain amount, and they in turn basically gave Ripple the word that they will help Ripple get more accounts, more banks signed up. And what happened was Ripple kind of started to take off, and they got their accounts, and people just started to sign up with Ripple. More banks started to use it without much of the help from the bank. And now, since the price went up to $3, the bank came back and said, hey, where's our Ripples? This is a perfect time, because they want to cash at a maximum price at that time. And Ripple was like, hey, you didn't help us get these accounts. Why should we give you the Ripples when you didn't, basically partake in your end of the promise? And they wanted to cash in at a perfect time. So that was another huge announcement where, they got a lawsuit on their hands. And that, that kind of stirred up the pot with Coinbase. And then the ban that occurred with South Korea, and it wasn't really a ban, it was a regulation. Again, people started to misinterpret what the actual statement was, and people kept saying, entire South Korea banned it. South Korea loves cryptocurrency. They're actually a huge volume holder of Ripple, and they do drive the price up a lot because they love it. And once that happened, they started selling some of their cryptocurrencies, and all that combined into one started dropping the price. And once that started happening, all these new investors that just got in were like, it's done. Ripple is not going to survive all this. And then they started selling theirs. So from $2.70, Ripple dropped all the way down to $2. It actually even went as low as $1.50 at one time, and it came back up to about $1.80. And that's where it is around right now, $1.85 to $2. That's where it fluctuates. And actually pretty stable within plus or minus 15 cents. It's very stable at this moment. So I just want to say that, those are huge announcements that set a huge setback, basically, have a huge setback for Ripple. And in terms of all that, basically everything came and hit Ripple at one time. So everything was stirring in the pot, and then instead of, one news coming out at once, everything just hit at one time. And once that happened, it was basically a mass panic. So I want to clarify that South Korea is not banning cryptocurrency. It is just regulating it so they can collect taxes, and they do not want illegal exchanges on the market. So that's news that I clearly read, studied upon, and that's the actual interpretation. They are not banning it, they are regulating it, and they want people to start paying taxes, and they do not want illegal exchanges, conducting basically transactions. That's the take on South Korea. So next, the lawsuit, that's just a legal matter that could, that will blow over. We don't know the exact details because they don't release all the details. That's the gist of what I said. They didn't help Ripple. Ripple doesn't want to pay them in turn. So we don't know the exact details of what exactly is going on, but that's that. And then third, people need to stop, looking at Twitter and just randomly thinking, oh, this person said this, so I'm going to go ahead and sell. You guys are investing your own money into it. I suggest that you guys really go in depth and research exactly what's going on, and who is giving this information. Is there an article? There's a lot of people that make fake news articles, so do not believe that. You have to go to the actual source and read it for yourself, and kind of interpret it for yourself. There is positive news for Ripple, and Ripple will go back up. So talking about the positive news, they just signed a huge deal with MoneyGram, And when I say deal, it's not that they're completely using Ripple, they're in a pilot testing program. So that's another thing I want to clarify. A lot of people are talking about, MoneyGram is already using it and, they're already transferring Ripples. They are doing a pilot test program, and big companies like that, once they have to do a pilot test program to make sure everything is good before they put it into production. And they will not invest all that time and money into a pilot test production if they're not planning on using it. So they are planning on using it. They are going to go ahead and test it before they use it. And once all the tests are complete, they will start to incorporate it. So that's one positive news for Ripple. Second, the CEO also tweeted and said that the top three of the 5 money transfers are using Ripple and will pilot test it. So one is MoneyGram. The second and third, we have no idea yet. There's a lot of speculation out there, but it could be Western Union, it could be PayPal, but let's wait and see. There are 2 more in the pipeline and they will be out. So that's 2 other big, I wouldn't say household names, but 2 huge names that a lot of people know, and that's coming out. And there's also the 2 household names that they're yet to be released, and the Q4 results. Q4 results will be out sometime in the next couple weeks, so you guys also have to be on a lookout for that. So there are a lot of things that are coming in terms of positive news for Ripple. So people who are holding for a long term, keep holding, and people who want to spread the fake news, you guys can spread it, but the holders really have to go to the source, look at what's real, and you guys have to stop listening to hype and people who read an article and interpret for themselves and misinterpret and then kind of tell you what the fact is. So you guys have to kind of read for yourself since you guys are putting money into it. And like I said, both will happen. And I know it did go from $3.30 all the way back to $2. It's supposed to be around $2.30, $2.40 for a normal correction. But because of this news, it did go down to $1.90. However, I do believe that it will go up, and a lot of other people do believe that as well. There are a lot of things coming for Ripple, so you guys have to stay tuned. I also want to mention 2 more things. One, the exchange in Japan, DMM, which has over 27 million users, also added Ripple to its exchange. So there's a lot more volume coming from Japan as well. But as you can see, the news that hits us also hits everywhere else in the world. So that's why everyone is being very cautious. And I believe that once all this news, negative news blows over, everyone will start getting back into Ripple, and the price will go up. Also, Ukraine started regulating cryptocurrencies, and they're actually working on regulating cryptocurrencies as well. So, every week there's somebody that's getting into cryptocurrency, some type of regulation that's going on, and this is being adopted by so many countries, and they are regulating it, they're not banning it. So as you guys can see, more volume will increase the price. So you have to sit there, hold your coins. And this is not just for Ripple. This goes for all the coins. You cannot believe fake news. If you guys are in it for the long term, just hold your coins. And if you guys are doing day trading, you guys have to figure out when the best time to sell, when the best time to buy is. But this is for long-term investments, long-term holds. Don't panic. Don't just sell it because somebody, person X on Twitter said that, or person Y released a CNN article saying, U.S. banned cryptocurrency, because all of that is fake. Everything can be photoshopped. So just wanted to say that, and that is the reason why Ripple tanked, and these are also the reasons why Ripple will go back up, and you just have to be patient. So that's all I have for you guys for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next video.